thing is about interviews is you can do as much research on them as possible, but practice with interviews makes perfect. I hate role plays, but sometimes in these situations a role play can really help you. So if you've got someone to do a role play with, then get them to practice ripping your CV apart and asking you some terrible questions. Now, what type of questions do you need to really be prepared for? Well, here's for the first kind of thing you need to do for an interview, which is prepare. Prepare to be asked awkward, horrible questions. And I'm talking about the worst of the worst questions. And prepare to answer these worst of the worst questions. Why is there a 6-month gap in your CV? What were you doing? Were you in prison? If that's not the answer, then make sure you've got a prepared answer for that. And be prepared for these type of questions, because some interviews from some companies I've definitely experienced in my time as a recruiter, they do ask awkward questions. Some of them believe they're clawed from The Apprentice, but some of them are really good people, and all they're trying to do is find some really good people to come and work for them. So all they want you to do is explain to them the journey that's led you to their doorstep that morning. Competency-based interviews are my favourite, and here's why. You can prepare for them. Just Google around finding questions on competency-based interviewing techniques. It's bloody easy to find, because all it is a set format asking you questions about scenarios in your experience and in your knowledge. I mean, come on, that's ready there for you. You've got the interview in front of you. The information is there to talk about already. So all you need to do is find as many of these questions and scenarios as you can that they will ask you, and prepare for them. And how do you prepare? I've got kind of a little methodology that I utilise, which is tell a story. Give it an introduction. Give it the issue, the problem. Then give it the conclusion. What happened? How did it end? And then lastly, what did you learn? That's really important. That's crucial. That shows self-awareness in a scenario and situation. Now, I don't condone people making up scenarios and situations, because we've all had experiences, even when we're in college or even when we're in school working with others or going beyond the call of duty. We've all had these experiences in our lives. So think hard and prepare for it. If you seem over-prepared, don't worry. That is good. If you need to bring notes with you, then maybe that's probably a bad thing. So what I would suggest is try to remember as many good scenarios as you can. The general ones is more than good enough, because you can adapt them for other situations. Competency-based interviews are the best type of interviews, but the worst type of interviews to find good people. I know it's counterproductive, but people like to use them. So it's easy to prepare for. A couple of years ago, a candidate turned up to an interview in shorts, short sleeve shirt and a hat and sandals, without socks. He wasn't crazy. And luckily the hiring manager at the time actually said to me that, you know, if I wasn't kind of a kind of open-minded guy, I would have seen that as a very big insult. You know, he interviewed him and he did everything he needed to do. But the candidate wasn't right for the job, not because of what he was wearing. But had that been a different type of company, that could have gone really badly for that candidate. So sometimes when it comes to presentation of yourself to a company, it is best to err on the side of caution. Now, some companies are quite laid back. If you do your research, you'll probably hear the managing director or the person interviewing you might mention somewhere in the media that they've released about themselves that they're a laid-back company and they don't like shirts and ties, so turn up in a hoodie. But be careful. So, like I say, most companies tend to err on that professional look. They believe that this is the look that you should be doing for interviews. Personally, I think you should just go to an interview as professional looking as you possibly can. And if they all kind of like wearing luminous shorts or crazy kind of Hawaiian shirts, then say, hey, I didn't know it was Hawaiian shirt day today, so I thought I'd err on the side of professional. Just use your head with it. You don't need to go over the top. Just wear simple things for an interview. And that's it. I guess my last point about interviews is you. Your nerves. You as a person. How you present in an interview as a personality. And I always think that the only way you can get this wrong if you start pretending to be something you're not. Be you in an interview. Don't be something you're not. Look, if you're a funny person and you like to crack a joke, maybe tone that down a little bit. But be you. Show your personality. Because people work with personalities. Don't show this false image about yourself. If you're a strong, professional person, be a strong, professional person. If you feel a little kind of intimidated in the situation like an interview, don't worry. Just step back a little bit from yourself. Look at the interview as a situation where all you're doing is presenting what you have done in the past and what you would like to do into the future. Practice that. Get some friends, get some family to practice that. The nerves is only because you don't know what's going to happen. But the more you prepare, the more you understand what will happen in an interview. I hope that helps. Take care.